Okay, so here's a little more on exponentials that we didn't get to in last night's 10-minute, 35-second video. So let's see here. First, we're going to talk about simplifying exponential equations, and then we're going to refresh a little bit on solving exponential equations with like bases. So let's take a look at what these examples might look like. So this first one here, we have y equals 3 times 2 to the x plus 2 minus 5. Again, you know, this equation's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but that we could simplify it a little bit so that we can get rid of the horizontal shift in the exponents. And what we're going to do there is we're going to actually utilize our properties of exponents in reverse. So way back when, you learned that 2 to the x and 2 squared could be written as 2 to the x plus 2, right? That was called the product of powers, okay, in properties of exponents. Here, we're going to take what was brought together and separate it. So I'm going to change this to 2 to the x and 2 squared. The minus 5 stays. Now, I can simplify this a little further than what I could before. 2 squared is 4. So 3, 2 to the x, and 4 minus 5. And then because the 3 and the 4 don't have exponents, I can multiply them together. So I get 12 times 2 to the x minus 5. Again, so I'm remembering my properties of exponents from long ago. And just as a quick refresher on what they are, we have a to the m times a to the n, and that's a to the m plus n. So addition and multiplication are 1 and 1 with each other. A to the m divided by a to the n equals a to the m minus n. So when you see subtraction, we're going to divide or have a fraction. And then last is a to the m to the n equals a m times n. So multiplication is associated with power of powers. All right, so jumping back into another example here, you see that we have a 2x, which is power of powers, and we have a minus 3. So 10, and all I'm going to do with that 2x is I'm going to bring the 2 into the parentheses and leave the x out. And then I have 2 to the negative third, because it's minus 3, and then plus 1. Okay, so as I start to simplify this, I have 2 squared. I know what that is. That's 4. So 10 times 4 to the x. 2 to the negative third is 1/8. And then still have plus 1. Now I can combine the 10 and the 1/8. Okay, so 10 times 1/8 is 10/8, right? But I don't want to leave it like that. I'm going to simplify it to 5/4. Okay, so I end up with 5/4 times 4 to the x plus 1. Now look, these are your final answers. There's a lot of times people try to simplify these further. They think for some reason they can multiply the 12 times 2, but they cannot because the 2 has the x power. They think for some reason the 5/4 and the 4 are going to cancel, but they don't because the 4 has the x power. So you let it be once you get it into this form, a times b to the x plus k form. So properties of exponents coming back at you. Next. Solve the equations using common bases. So we talked about this at the beginning of the year. This is in unit 0. All right, we said evens are 2s, odds are 3s, and 5s are 5s. So in this particular case, I have evens, 64 and 8, so I'm going to try to write them with a base of 2. So 64 is going to be 2 to the 6th, x minus 2. Oops. All right. And 1/8 is going to be 2 to the negative third. If you don't know that, then you need to guess and check. 3 minus 2x. Once I have the bases the same, 2 and 2, I can let their exponents equal one another. So I'm going to have 6x minus 2 equaling negative 3 minus 2x. And then I solve that equation. Go ahead and do that. And I got x equals negative 1/4 for that. Second one here, I have odd numbers. 81, 243, and 9 are odd numbers, so I'm going to write them with a base of 3. So 81 is 3 to the third. Now this original power of 3 stays there. The 243 is, what, 3 to the fourth, I believe. And then the x still stays there. And then finally, the 1/9 is 3 to the negative second because it's a fraction. And then that's an x minus 1. Yet again, once I have same bases, I can let the exponents equal each other. Don't forget, though, like bases add exponents. So I'm going to end up with 9 plus 4x equaling negative 2 times x minus 1, and then I want to solve that equation. And I got x equals negative 7/6. Check my work. I'll see you in class.